So, looks like we're in a little bit early into Game 2 between Streamline and Howick. I wasn't actually here for the start, but we're only just into the pick ban phase anyway, so not a big deal. Into Game number 2! Hopefully I have Ollie with me casting again shortly. He just came to tell me that it started with making a little bit of food for the mid-time of the game. So we have...
I'm here.
There you go. So, do you want to run through our bans and stuff?
Okay, so the first bans were pretty stock standard.
Generic.
We had Bat Rider, Troll, Sniper, and then they banned the Quap, and so there was a pickup on Axe for Team Howick.
Isn't that exactly the same bans as
and
last
Lion.
game anyway? And the
Except
same
reversed.
picks as well.
Reversed as well. How
Yeah.
cool is that?
Also reversed. No,
Oh, no,
wait.
not reversed, because they picked up Lion Axe last time.
It was also a ban of Queen of Pain and Bat Rider on the same side, I'm pretty sure. Shadow Fiend! So
That's
they pick
right.
it up instead of Streamline this time. Copying the Streamline strat from last time.
Incoming Pudge pick, I'm sure of it this time.
Oh, hell yeah.
Not too much happening, just these teams take quite a bit of time with their first picks. But I think that's what's crucial. Getting the right heroes for the job.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the time there, why not use it? Sorry, I'm just putting a tiny bit of food into me, so I won't be talking quite as much if you want to take control of most of it for now, Ollie.
So we got an Earthshaker pickup for Team Streamline here. Hexy's back. Apart from that, though, it depends on what they want to pick up next. So they got their two supports, so they'll be looking at both mid laners and off laners and carry, hard carry, of course.
5 seconds.
On the side of Team Howick, however, they've already got what looks like to be their mid laner and Axe as well. So I wouldn't be too surprised if Team Streamline bans off a couple of support heroes here, and there it goes. There's the Witch Doctor. Now, if I'm Team Howick in this situation, I would be looking to ban out. I was thinking TA in this case, but never mind. They ban out the other hard carry that they don't want to go up against. Though Shadow Fiend being quite a good counter to it when he does Requiem of Souls, but PL's Doppelganger definitely is really good at dodging it itself.
Yeah, the PL, once he gets a bit of farm up, can really shred that guy. Axe also does decently against PL early, but once that PL starts getting a bit of farm, even if Axe calls him, he just kills himself, essentially. It's a suicide to jump onto PL.
Yeah, so definitely smart of them to get rid of it. It's also good to see that Team Streamline banned out the the Skywrath Mage, because it definitely can cause a lot of problems to their lineup. The instantaneous silence from long range, the ability to slow and deal quite a nice amount of harass early on.
Banning out the Storm Spirit, not wanting to
Very interesting.
Get the same but opposite matchup to last time.
But last time I'm pretty sure they remember that one of the storms wrecked them quite well. I think it was Team Streamline Storm that Sacrifusion was playing.
Reserve time.
Team Howick now doing a bit of a Streamline strategy and taking quite a bit of their reserve time up for this pick.
Viper.
Do they pick up a Viper?
100% win rate so far in this competition. It's like, what is it? 5 games, 100% win rate, I think?
I think so. An interesting pickup. One that I wouldn't see, to be honest, because that defines Shadow Fiend as a possible carry.
You can also run the Viper on your safe lane as well.
And the off lane.
Yeah,
he's actually pretty good at off lane as well.
Running Viper on the safe lane, you often come up against like a singular other hero. If they decide to lane, a solo off laner, then what you can do is it really frees up your supports because Viper's going to win that lane most of the time by himself.
Reserve time.
Yeah, but I think he may run into a bit of trouble if he runs up against any type of tries or maybe strong duos. He will still live through a strong duo, but I think a tri-lane is going to definitely kill him very, very fast because Earthshaker only needs to get one block and he's trapped.
But that's also when you have your own supports.
Even then, I think that a tri-lane with Earthshaker Lion is very hard to go up against. And they don't have too many supports left in the pool. So we'll see what comes up.
We haven't seen an Omni Knight
But
yet in
basically,
this tournament, have we?
No, we haven't. I think we have seen it once. Can't remember who was playing though, but we did definitely see it once. One thing that is very interesting though is that Team Howick has basically revealed exactly what lanes Team Streamline are going up against, whereas Team Streamline have only revealed supports. So what you're looking at here is most likely going to be an Axe off lane or Viper off lane with Shadow Fiend into the middle or carry role. So you know that these three are most likely going to be cores. They don't get played any other way.
Radiant team pick.
Yeah, you're right. The Omni Knight has been picked up once, you're correct. He also won that game.
10 seconds remaining.
So it depends. It seems like they're taking up quite a bit of time here.
5 seconds remaining.
From my point of view, we're looking at least a support right now. I'm not sure which support, in all honesty, but definitely one that needs to come up. In fact, I wouldn't be
Yeah, well,
too
they've
sure
run
on
it.
what support to pick up.
They've run it before with your fast Axe Blink Dagger and the mech on either the Viper or the Shadow Fiend for good push. They have run the Shadow Shaman before with those wards to really try and secure something. That something being objectives.
10
Yeah,
seconds
definitely so.
remaining.
So yeah, we're about to find out what Team Howick is picking up coming into the last few seconds. Undying.
This is... I'm
Dire
thinking
team.
Shadow Shaman
definitely
support is
going
going to
for the
be
early
very
game,
good, yeah.
I think they're going for the early to mid game push.
What are you looking at picking up
Push
on
in,
Streamline
run
if
it
you
early
see
to
this? Because you've gone defensive so far. You don't really have split push or anything, and they've suddenly kind of gone onto you. We're going to have two strong lanes, and then we're going to push you down. What do you do?
What do you do indeed? You could possibly look at... No, you definitely need to get your mid laner sorted right now. The type of mid laners that actually work up against us are few and far between. Maybe you could see Magnus. Semi-defensive, but also a great hero for bursting down waves.
Pretty
He
hard
definitely
for
wouldn't
them
need
to
early,
use
but
them, though. Tinker.
Tinker.
So a really good
That's a
defensive
good one.
support.
Team.
We'll have
Ban
trouble in the
Hardcarry,
mid
ban
lane.
Spectre would be my guess here. I would be banning Spectre. There's no need to have that hero around if Tinker's up.
Yeah. Juggernaut hasn't been banned, so I mean, we're not going to see a Juggernaut. There's going to be
10
another support here on Team Howick.
remaining.
As I said, I expect it to be the
Definitely.
Shadow Shaman, but it could even be something like a Pugner.
Remaining.
I mean, shit, you see like
possibly
Requiem
run
to
Pugner, but there you go,
Decrepify.
Dire
They get rid of a
team.
Medusa. That's a heavy late game. It's definitely annoying for Tinker. Wouldn't be too bad if they really want to make it end early to mid game, which I think they need to do with their current lineup. The Viper pick really did restrict them to the mid game, and then the Undying has probably confirmed it.
The Pugner pickup also is very good against this Tinker.
Remaining.
In fact,
It's
against
great
all
against
of the heroes,
Tinker,
really.
strong against Shaker. Trim Protector not as strong, but still very powerful. And then there's also Lion that would melt Lion. Be very interesting to see what they do and what they ban. Maybe they're thinking the same and getting rid of the Pugner now.
10 seconds
Yeah, so Team
remaining.
Howick have a few heroes that are gonna fit Dazzle ban that are gonna fit really well into this lineup. I expect to see either a Pugner or a Shadow Shaman here as they pick up.
Definitely both very strong for this. One's great pusher with the wards. The other one's also a great pusher, but also like anti-team fight. Gotta love that.
On the side of Streamline, if you think that they can get a fairly decent time teleport... Leshrac is a pusher. If you think that they can get a fairly decently timed teleport boots on this Tinker, he has split push potential, even while the others are pushing a wave. He also has good defensive potential, but he has good split push. Do you pick up another carry who has good split push potential? Do you go into something like a Terrorblade, who can really push in the late game and do well split pushing early? Do you try for an anti-mage? A bit harder to get farm on. If he gets shut down and doesn't get that Battle Fury, he can kind of just... You don't really go anywhere with him anyway, but
seconds.
Myself, if I was going to split push in this case, I'd probably be using Lycan.
Yeah.
There's no direct counters to him apart from an axe call, and in that time they need to kill him. If they do not, he ults and leaves.
The only gyro again. The only problem
Love
with
gyro.
the Lycan pickup as well is that because he's a transformation-based hero, when you're split pushing, if you then need to come back and fight afterwards, you're not very strong. Whereas Terrorblade
The thing
can
is,
split
though,
push very
he's
well
gonna
without
rip a
his
tower in
metamorphosis.
half.
But instead
He's
they
gonna
have
rip
gone
a
for the
tower in
gyro,
half in
so
2 seconds. But
yeah.
gyro. Good anti-push. Like, not bad. Level 6, definitely going to slow the push down. Definitely going to make sure that people aren't going to get close and up on top of him. Interesting. Hopefully, this will be Gyro's first win if he wins with this one. It'd be cool to see.
our customary 0-second pause. T-Raw playing the Axe, Justin on our Shadow Fiend, Pink Ball on our Viper, Heart playing our Undying, and our Treant. Wait, what? Wrong lineup. Our Leshrac being played by Senoj.
So if we go over to the dire side, we have on Team Streamline here, we have Rain picking up the Trent Protector. Rain being their offlane player, so it's quite interesting to take the Trent there. Merp will be on the Lion, the secondary support. Gyrocopter is being carried by Lead the Masses. Sacrifusion will be playing the Tinker towards the mid lane, and the good old Shaker, Hexy the Sexy, will be playing up the Shaker.
Seems like a star
Oh,
hero,
I
so
wonder
we're
what they're
really
gonna do at
looking
the start of
for
this.
some big plays from the Earthshaker here.
So they're going to early smoke on Lion, so it seems like they're going to go quite aggressive down into the Radiant side jungle here.
Yeah, the Treant, we've seen him be run on the offlane before. As we talked about in the last game, he actually didn't get run on the offlane last game, but we talked about the fact that he likes to just sit around invis on the bottom lane and get those levels up.
Seems like we're just waiting on the okay go ahead right now. And we're off! Very early for Trent Protector, he's just storming out of the Earth Ward. So it looks like that smoke is not for early movement down into the forest. And we have a 2 tango build on Tinker here. It's unfolding quite regularly, I think, for Team Howick. Just splitting the lanes up and sending people towards them. They do, however, look like they're having a tri-lane to the top lane while the Viper solos the safe lane. Quite a nice move, I think, in this case. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I kind of expected them to do this, and that's what I was talking about with the fact that if you expect a solo offlane, which they might expect a solo offlane with the tree, although it looks like they might have an aggressive tri-lane instead. Gyro actually being pretty good at that. If this is an aggressive tri-lane, they're going to have to swap out their tri-lane with the Viper. But if you can get the Viper in a solo lane against someone, he's pretty sweet there, and you can aggressive tri-lane that. And it's pretty strong with your Axe, Undying, and Leshrac. Probably going to be able to get towers pretty early.
Looks like they're going to
A wraparound here.
But he's going to go down.
What have we got? Nothing leveled on Lead the Masses, and the Lion's too far away. He's just going to walk out. Unless Lead the
He's sitting
Masses...
next to him, he might get him though.
Yeah, 2
He's gonna get
seconds, he's
another one on
faster.
him,
He's got the
dead.
boots to start off with, and there's the first death on Pink Ball, going all the way to the Gyro. So much damage coming out from level 1 rockets, and we see top lane Axe has actually found Rain here. Just going to give him a little whack and actually cut the wave. Or is he?
Quite interesting though
Yep.
that Viper saw this coming and did not throw out the poison attack and run.
Yeah.
Probably could have made sure the distance was far enough away, though it is only 10% at the start.
Yeah, as we see Cutting coming out, Rain's going to have a tough job up here, but he is just going to invis himself and sit around. I don't think they have wards, but if he does this...
straight on that tower.
Yeah, if he decides
Very
to
early
just
fortification.
sit invis, they're going to lose this tower very fast, and we see a rotation into mid lane from Hexy the Sexy, one of his signature moves here. I don't think they have killing potential with just level 1 laser and rockets.
They definitely need the level 3 to hit the Tinker before going in on it.
Yeah, they need
Got to
the
weaken him up early.
level 3 laser. Or unless they can block, he's actually got off a perfect block here. Tinker needs to come to the high ground so he doesn't miss any of his hits. Hexy the Sexy actually taking up some tower damage, but he is going to go down. Great play there. The
Great
perfect block.
I really think he just needed to move away from that. He could have gotten away very easily.
Look at this top tower here. It's absolutely melting. And they're going for this heavy push with the Axe. They could rotate from this lane and take out another tower straight away. You can cut on every lane with the Axe. Not quite as easily as the top
Currently,
lane
yeah.
here. You do have to pull them a little bit
Literally,
out
he's
of
just
wave,
sitting
but
there like, oh my god, my tower is dead.
yeah. He's going to get his levels though, and that's what he wanted, but they are going to get early money on the side of Howick here, and that could be pretty big.
Looks like there's something going on at mid with the stinker. Long range raise.
Oh,
Oh, puts him on 12.
man, that took him low. Viper
Really
here,
close gank.
actually, I mean, he's
Well
only
done.
level 1, but he's not doing too badly on lane. Oh, there's phase boots up on Lead the Masses already. That's what a First Blood does for you. And they found a DD rune here for Lion. Looks like they're going to try ganking the Shadow Fiend again. This could be a very sad Shadow Fiend. He's sitting up a long way in mid lane as well, so he's actually going to go for the top rune. This could save his life, but they're gonna wait it out anyway.
Quite easy, but his
Heard
teammates should be
Gyro
telling him
die on
there
bottom
is no
lane.
one on the map. Yeah, and dying took him down. Oh, he almost killed Viper.
He very almost killed Viper. He was on very low, but a great
His team should
rotation there.
realize right now.
Yeah, I mean,
No, don't. Shadow Fiend, there's two supports off the map.
here they come. Here
You're
they come.
very dead.
Dun 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 dun. Yeah, he is a very dead Shadow Fiend right now, especially with that DD rune still up. Just trying to secure some farm. Run to the tower, to the tower. Yeah, there you go. Look, he didn't die to any of them.
Died to a creep.
Died to
They really
creeps
should have secured that one.
with a golden courier coming in here. What is it? Goldhorn. Hexy the Sexy's courier, in fact. Yeah, they after they took out that tier 1 top, they've both come down here. They've left the Axe
takes
alone,
out Axe.
who's died to Gyro up top.
Yeah, got ran down and rocket barraged a couple times.
Yeah, interesting.
A lot of damage.
They've
Like
left,
recap shows he took 700 damage from 2 rocket barrages. Jeez, that damage is high.
I mean, they left the Axe up there to try and farm up his Blink Dagger quite fast after having harassed everybody out of lane and getting the tower, but it didn't quite go well when the Gyro came in. And they've gone down to try and secure this bottom tower, but without tanking the creep wave up, it's going to be pretty hard for them to take this out. Viper here not with much farm on him at the moment. Not at all.
Quite an interesting Tinker build here, 2-2-1.
Yeah, he wants to have that march up.
3-2-1, 3-2-0.
Obviously, he needs that march up. It helps secure the wave. If he levels the march up, he can just leave a march down and go off for the rune, and it makes it very hard for Shadow Fiend to actually come close or do anything. But he does want the march up because he knows that there are heavy pushes incoming soon, and maybe he didn't quite realize that at the start. He leveled up the other ones to try and get those kills on the Shadow Fiend in mid, but now he sees that he is going to need that march to repel early pushes.
I think the way they're going, though, it wouldn't be too bad for them just to go in with the damage anyway.
Yeah, I mean, he knows that he's going to need the other one to farm as well once he hits that level, once he hits the teleport boots, and they try and do a lot of damage here to the tier 1 mid. A good stun come out from Hexy the Sexy in the back, but he is out of position compared to his team. No stun coming out from Merp, they can actually see him because of the creeps, and the living armor back on the tree, healing it up
This is
on
one
the
of the
tree.
most interesting things I've seen.
Not a
Up on the
tree.
tree. One of the good things that they have done, though, is they've made sure that Streamline supports are poor, dirt poor. They have nothing to their names right now, and it's hurting them. Usually their supports are ones that actually get an advantage.
Well, if you look, Leshrac
Oh,
actually has a
he's
lower
stun.
net worth. Now with the tower, he doesn't, but he had a lower net worth than the supports on Streamline until just now.
But I think it's good that they're getting rid of that early game vision and all that stuff, and all that main like towers that they could use for themselves.
Tried to block, just
Whoa.
missed. Close. The low net worth on Leshrac comes from the fact that he wasn't even near any of the creeps up on top lane when they took the tower. Axe took them all. And now he's in the jungle farming up, trying to get that Blink Dagger, but he is a little way off. That death on top lane, I think, really cost him.
Yeah, definitely did in this case.
Just making sure he secures the last hits, even if he has to use laser. Right now, he's not using his mana for anything else. He just needs those teleport boots as fast as he possibly can. And Gyro here, still getting pretty good farm. He's got that Aquila up and it's turned on. He wants the tower here. Or at least do a lot of damage, maybe force some rotations. Or take it out if he can. Gonna burst down this creep wave here. Bottom lane, Viper with Rain standing behind him, not level 6 yet though, so probably no chance for a kill there, and we see Hexy the Sexy and Undying kind of run into each other. Hexy the Sexy places a ward on the high ground and sees not in time to cancel his teleport.
Undying
but
TP'd out.
he did, and Gyro
Didn't
got
catch
up
him.
here. Has no levels on the homing missile, so it is a little hard for him to run people down. They have to be out of position. Otherwise, it's going to force him to dive. Justin here in the mid lane has a...
Soul Ring on to the Tinker. Tinker has not gone for these BOTs yet. Looks like there's going to be a gank up in the mid lane, though.
Yeah, there's the first stun. Here comes Lion, Hex, stun, laser, rocket, and he is going to drop. That was strange.
Looks like, however, Hexy guides him.
Yeah, Hexy does go down. He almost got away. The Viper leaving him alone there for a little bit. And he dies in return, goes to the Viper. It probably would have been more efficient for them if it went on the Axe. The Blink Dagger is probably a little more important than the mech, which is a bit further off from Pink Ball.
Definitely on that one.
Undying here, looking like he's going into mana boots, but doesn't actually have the boots yet. Decided to grab the big item with the money he had. Gyrocopter topping the last hits here, followed by Shadow Fiend and Axe before this Tinker. Merp standing on the side up top.
Yeah, definitely on that one.
Oh, strange. Doesn't often happen like this, but the gold advantage is going towards Howick just because of the towers, whereas the EXP advantage, because they've been spread out over their lanes, is going very, very much in the way of Streamline. About 1,500, whereas it's about 500 gold advantage for Howick. So the early towers kind of not making as much of a gold lead as they might have hoped. I mean, they have only taken 2, I guess. Treant already level 6, about to hit level 7 and get that level 4 living armor. Make it very difficult to kill anybody on his team.
Yeah, definitely on that one. Definitely shows on the difference in net worth for the teams, but you can see that it always comes back. So you can tell that Streamline are being more efficient in farming.
Yeah, definitely.
Because they have tower advantage, yet
There we go.
there's
Heart
no
should
tower
go down,
advantage.
yeah. Oh yes, he goes down fast. There's a lot of burst damage coming out from Gyro, and that's something you forget. Everybody kind of... You play Gyro as a heavy, hard-hitting carry, but he ends up, like, at the start of the game, he just has such high magic burst, especially if you get that... I mean, homing missile at level 4 can deal up to 500 magical damage. That's huge. Your Rocket Barrage deals 23 times 10, so it's 230 times 3,
damage.
690 damage magical.
Alright.
So that's a ton.
Before
Like,
resists.
Yeah, if you get that on, but if you just think about that as a nuke on one hero, that's double most heroes' nukes at this point in the game.
Yeah, that's definitely there, but it is over time, so
Yeah.
you do have to take that into consideration.
It is split as well. And that's 600 in damage total. If it splits between anybody, it's obviously much lower, whereas a lot of nukes. And Justin is actually getting going on in the mid again, but he is going to get out this time. They dropped that Tombstone, but just a little scared that he might get picked off anyway. It looks like he was probably going to get out as there was no mana on the Tinker.
Looks like
They
Leshrak's
may
about to be blown up.
not have checked that. Leshrak about to be chased down here. I think he's dead. Is he going to get out? No. He will go down. Not going to run up and use Rocket Barrage here. Interesting. Maybe a bit scared of
if he went
the...
for that, he probably would have got the kill.
Maybe a bit scared of teleport support coming in. But, I mean, who's really going to stop him here? There's no heavy stun. The Leshrak is the stunner himself, so if he goes down, who have you got teleporting in to really stop you getting that kill? The Axe doesn't have a blink yet.
No one really.
He's about to, though. Oh, Zeno's just
Pretty
getting
sure they know
himself
he has
out
an
of position again. They're not going to go on it. Hexy the Sexy's just going to keep his invis and take a look around. One person we haven't checked in a while.
So Axe's Blink Dagger does come back up now.
Yep, there we go. Level 4 on the march now, and Tinker does have his teleport boots, so that's big. And Justin on very low. What happened there?
I think he was just farming a stack.
Oh, Viper dies on
Viper
bottom
drops.
to Lion. Finger coming out.
Lion and a TP and Tinker.
Yeah, the TP
It didn't
and
actually
Tinker.
drop
It
any.
was afterwards. The Tinker didn't actually do anything beforehand. And they're going to push this bottom lane, force something to happen, and Hexy the Sexy's still in there, scouting out this Axe. They move over towards him, but I think he kind of knows something's up, and he's walking down.
They definitely have something to get him up there, but they've got the tree coming in. Recon tree, gone.
Yeah, and Lead the Mass is coming in now. We know he can do a lot of damage with this Rocket Barrage as he gets close enough. The ulti coming out that's going to hit Justin. Do a lot of damage here, the Living Armor coming out, and Rocket Barrage one more time. He may die to Justin's extra Requiem, but he doesn't actually go down yet. He's going to survive. Leshrak coming in with a lot of damage here, and that's actually hitting Rain as well. And in the back, we're going to have Hexy the Sexy
Looks
teleporting
like he might
out.
try and kill the Shadow Fiend here.
Rain going to try and
Punches
kill...
him once.
No, not going to kill him in the end. Not enough mana.
Good
Good
raise.
raise coming out, and Viper coming around the side. If he doesn't hit, he doesn't have
Viper
enough
is
mana for
He didn't
Invis.
ult. He didn't ult.
Yeah, he didn't ult, and he didn't use the slow on the
Did he get
first
it
poison
again?
attack. I don't know if he's fast enough. Yeah, there.
Ah!
It should be a kill.
Should be ult. Where's your ult? There it is.
There's the slow, and that's going to bring Rain down as well.
He's got 80 seconds cooldown. Should use it every time.
Yeah, that was a very, very good fight for Howick.
Yeah, definitely. 2,800 EXP exchange and 1,200 gold going their way. Very strong.
Since the nerfs to Diabolic Edict, how long has it been since... Oh my gosh, the damage coming out onto the Viper here. He's just going to drop. Both of them are. Wow. The damage that Gyro can output there if he catches you out. And a haste rune on Hexy the Sexy here as he comes through. Looking for somebody. In this case, it's the Leshrac. And he might... Not quite going to see him.
Yeah,
We have
see him.
a ward up here to scout out.
So to put that in for you, he dealt 1,644 damage with cooldown, flax, and rocket barrage.
Yeah.
He dealt more than like 80% of the damage that was taken between the two heroes. That's crazy.
So much magical damage coming out if you get levels on that hero. And he's got the Yasha now as well. He's starting to hit hard.
As they're doing that, yeah.
Viper's
As they
revealed
do,
himself.
they take the kill.
He wants to
Ooh,
go in,
there's
but
a
he's got
blink
hexed
dagger
up by a
on Lion.
Blink Dagger Lion already. That is extremely fast. 12 minutes. Axe just has his Blink Dagger, kind of misses everybody, and they get held by Rain inside the ultimate from the Gyrocopter. A lot of damage coming out, and the Axe gets himself alone next to the Rocket Barrage. Tinker now coming in. Justin on not much, and Hexy the Sexy actually has his Fissure up, so they might catch someone else here. Leshrac running out of mana, the Fissure goes out, it actually blocks, leads the masses away, which saves his life, and they come through, and Justin is going to drop as well. The mech coming out, but it's not quite enough. The finger not bringing him down. He has no mana, but he is going to kill the Lion before he dies, but he will drop here to Rain and lead the masses, just almost killing off Rain as well in the process. Disastrous fight, really. 5 for 1. Actually, such a drawn-out fight.
Yeah.
The game doesn't even think it was a 5 for 1. It says it was a 2 for 1. They
Shadow Fiend
do,
dealing a heap of damage though, 2,200.
they do save the mid tower, but if the Shadow Fiend had been there earlier with the mech, that fight could have gone a little bit differently. Axe went very aggressively there and got isolated from his team and just got taken out by the Rocket Barrage so quickly.
Yeah, definitely destroyed there.
I mean, the Rocket Barrage right now will do over half of Axe's HP if he takes the whole thing by himself.
Yeah, definitely on that one.
Rain, no one even on bottom lane with him, but he's still just sitting there in Viz. He says, I'm not touching this wave, as Shadow Fiend comes down to get his souls back.
Yeah. Comes back, go get a few more souls, build back up to where you were.
Yeah, got to get those souls back. You're not particularly useful in team fights unless you have that damage, or you're definitely not at your maximum usability, especially without your ultimate up right now anyway, which is level 2, but because he's gone the mech first, he won't have any kind of Spirit Bomb or anything for a little while. I don't know what kind of item we will see up on him next.
On the Shadow Fiend, we're probably looking at the All Scepter just based on the fact that he has the Sage's Mask. I think you already mentioned that, but then I'd be looking at maybe a BKB.
Yeah.
A lot of magical output.
Yeah, it looks like our Viper will be going into Pipe by the look of things, and Leshrac here going Bloodstone slowly. Lead the Masses going into his BKB now that he's got the movement speed and kind of damage increase from that Yasha, which is actually fairly significant on a hero like that. They've got the fast Blink Dagger on Lion that we mentioned before. We now have Blink up on Sacrifusion as well, so it makes it a lot safer for him to go and farm creep waves and teleport out. I don't think there's much at all that can stop him right now with that Blink Dagger. No one has a Shivas. Shivas being a very good thing to stop the Blink Dagger Lion. I mean, the Blink Dagger
Radiance
build from Tinker. The Radiance, yeah, soloed by Tinker because of the refresh blink. The Radiance sometimes doesn't work because it still has ticks in between, so you can often, in fact, most of the time. Oh, the call! What stunned him? That ended up going terribly here for Howick. He's going to get a call on Lion here, but I think he's going to die. If he got one more spin there, he would have been able to get off his...
Nope, Lion goes down.
Lion goes down, actually. Justin comes in with the damage, and a lot of damage coming out on Sacrifusion. The stun comes out, and it is going to kill him. T-Raw having to run away from this march, being very low.
Big pickup on that, taking down the Tinker. Mid
Yeah, that
laner.
ended up being a very good fight. Now what I was saying is the ready sometimes doesn't get him. Because you blink out so fast, the ready is ticks. It does damage per tick. The thing about the Shiva's aura is that any unit that enters the area that the Shiva's is in instantly gets hurt. So if you walk up... Oh my gosh, the damage coming out on him.
Annihilated mid.
Absolutely annihilated. So if you see the Tinker teleporting in on a creep, all you have to do is hit your Shivas, and when you think it's about to he's about to finish that teleport, you just walk up so your Shiva's aura covers the creep he's teleporting onto, and he will instantly take the damage from that Shiva's, and he can't blink.
Definitely something to do for it.
Shiva's is a bit of
There's
an
BKB up on.
expensive item when compared to a blink dagger though. But
Then we have the BKB coming up on the Tinker. No, on the gyrocopter. So that's gonna make him a beast in these team fights, basically.
we have
No
Yule
one's gonna be
Scepter
able to
coming up
touch him, and
very
he's gonna be
soon.
dishing out all this damage.
And we've got a point booster on Tinker. What's that going into? Hexy the Sexy's going to go down here very fast. Chop and run. Does the Dire have
You
the
paid for
ward
that.
up on the high ground just here as well? Is that the ward that he just dropped?
I think so. Yeah, looking at the timer.
Gyrocopter here with his BKB. He kind of wants to get one more damage item before he joins. I mean, he can join fights just because of the magic damage potential that we've been talking about. But in terms of right-click ability, he really wants one more item before he comes in and really tries to be that kind of powerhouse right-clicker in team fights with that BKB.
Yeah, definitely. But I still think he's got a heck of a load of damage to output when the fights.
Tinker not quite having enough damage to finish off Leshrac at top, but being a complete nuisance with his Blink Dagger there. Just sitting on that top lane.
He's sitting there, yeah.
They need to get up a ward on the high ground. They're pinging it out now. Lion standing in the trees as well. They might be looking for a pick-off. If he can get
They're looking
stun
for a
and things...
Blink combo to it.
Yeah, exactly, because if you've got the... he can hold them still long enough for the Tinker to come in, and Tinker now has level 4 rocket and laser. So we see him in mid lane, actually. Viper here still with not a lot, and takes so much damage from that. Wow. Half health. He really needs some levels. He's only level 8. He's one of the low...
Yeah.
He was their core down on bottom lane, and he is one of the lowest levels.
Yes.
He's level 9 now. He's above only Earthshaker. That's not good when that happens. Not good at all.
Especially for some of your core areas.
Lion is
Looks
still
like
sitting up here.
Earthshaker is attempting to solo Shadow Fiend.
And Shadow Fiend is going to go down here. I don't think there's a lot they can do about this. Unless he
Get the
doesn't
last
have
hit.
Blink. Can he stay alive long enough to 6 seconds? No, and he goes down. 6 seconds
Dropped.
before his Yules was off cooldown before the rocket hit him and did 125 as they deny mid tower. What are they going on heart here? Is this,
10-20 though.
is this a Vlad's? Ching-ching. Yes, it is. There's Vlad's.
Yes, yes it is.
So they're getting a lot of...
Definitely a good push on.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of kind of core team fight ability items as T-Raw goes in but gets insta-hexed by this Lion, and here comes the damage from the gyrocopter that we talk about all the time. Coming out, and Viper is just going to die again. The Tombstone's out now, and it does affect you through BKB in terms of slow, but the Tinker coming up, going to blink out on the axe, and they're going to destroy this Tombstone and continue pushing with 2 down now on the way of, on the side of Howick.
Yes, Tinker's doing a lot of work for zoning damage right
Yeah,
now.
he is. That fast blink dagger on the
Jeez.
Lion was amazing. I'm still a little bit in awe of how he managed to get that.
On the axe. Farming like a king boss.
Oh, did you see the prediction there for coming to farm? Rain was standing there beforehand, picking it out. Then in comes T-Raw with the blink and gets absolutely slaughtered by the 5 on Streamline. That's some great prediction for kind of movement around the map of players.
Definitely observing it.
They're gonna
But he
stick
does
around.
also have a ward out here, which probably helped him.
Yeah, they've got a level 2 Finger of Death here as well. So they might stick around and or go and try and take bottom
Definitely
tower.
zap someone down quite easy. 875 damage. 725 damage there.
This bottom tower is a lot easier to take because you're on the high ground compared to where they come from. And so it is a lot easier for you to be able to siege than this mid tower here.
Haste.
haste on Hexy the Sexy. Earthshaker seeing a whole bunch of them. A great stun coming out. He doesn't actually have his ultimate, but the Ravage from Lion along with the magic damage from Gyrocopter is going to kill all three of them. Just like that. Right now, it looks like they keep getting caught unawares.
Oh, the sneaky TP.
No stun, no stun. Sneaky TP. If you take a look at the vision, this is the vision for Radiant. You've got a little bit in mid just because of the creep wave. You've got the tier 2 at bottom, tier 2 at top, tier 2 mid, and that's it. No wards anywhere. If you take a look at vision for Dire, they have vision behind the tier 2 up top, behind the tier 2 in middle, and nothing around that tier 2 bottom, but they're not really playing with that. They also have vision in mid and near the Rosh pit, so they've got a hell of a lot of vision compared to the other team, and that's really allowing them to find these pickoffs and set up these great initiations like we saw from the Earthshaker and Lion there.
Yeah, definitely.
Looking to do something.
Looks like we just have it, I think.
He's going to blink it and call, but this may have been a bad idea. He's been blocked off. Oh, and here comes the Gyrocopter ultimate again. It's going to hit all three as they get held in place by the tree. Axe is going to drop. Viper comes in the back, but he is so low leveled now, and he is just completely caught out from the rest of his team. Heart heals up, the mech comes in from Justin. The Tombstone's still up, and it's going to force Streamline to back off for now, but they're just going to wait for this Tombstone to go down and come back in.
Yeah, very easy. They've done it twice now, though. They've baited onto the Gyrocopter, or just a single person out in the middle. Jumping onto the Gyrocopter has a BKB and without enough burst.
Oh, just missing the block there from Hexy the Sexy.
Give him a rocket.
Oh, we have Blink Dagger Tree now as Lion comes in and just insta-kills the Shadow Fiend. Heart dropping pretty low here as well, and one laser coming out from Tinker will finish him off. And this should be high ground right now. There's 50 seconds on the Shadow Fiend and no buyback. Tinker getting right in there and laying a field at the back, and there's going to be the GG. Yeah, a fairly convincing performance. We had a decent start here from Howick. Oh, before we say that, that advances Streamline to the grand finals. That's 2-0 victory. They're still undefeated.
Yeah, so hopefully Team Howick can come through the losers bracket and have another shot at defeating this juggernaut of a lineup.
Yeah.
That doesn't use juggernaut.
That doesn't use juggernaut. But they really are. They've been doing so well throughout this whole tournament. So Team Howick will drop down to the loser bracket finals tomorrow against DBN. That will be played at 1 PM tomorrow. The winner of that best of 3 will advance to the grand finals to face our absolute favourites here in the grand finals tomorrow, being played at it's not finalised. I think it's between 6 and 7 PM against Streamline, who so far have had convincing wins just in every match.